We stepping slow at dawn, mystic journeys on the door. Boots still muddy from the trail, we bring the woods inside the floor. Woven baskets by the bench, sage and yarrow in the air. Old hands pass a soft-born truth like firelight we learn to share. Be impeccable with your word, don't take it all to heart. Don't make a spell of what you see, we begin where we are. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys we belong. For agreements, for bright stones, we keep walking, we stay strong. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys sing it on. Grateful hands and open doors, we are many, we are one. Out past the cedar line we kneel where the chanterelles hide. Bitter greens and rosemary, moon white stems in soil and pine. Someone names the healing leaf, someone knows the mushroom sign. Someone tells a grand old tale, and we pass it down in time. Don't assume the wound is yours, don't invent the cloud. Speak with care and listen deep, let the circle be proud. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys we belong. For agreements, for bright stones, we keep walking, we stay strong. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys sing it on. Grateful hands and open doors, we are many, we are one. And if the week has worn us thin, we bring it to the table. Soup and stories, cracked out laughs, the kind that make you able. Ancient wisdom in the stew, in the herb jars, in our names. Every act of gentle care turns the dark into a flame. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys we belong. For agreements, for bright stones, we keep walking, we stay strong. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys sing it on. Grateful hands and open doors, we are many, we are one. We are many, we are one. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys hold us close.
How's it going, guys? Happy Friday.
Hello and welcome to Mystic Journeys with HB, Derek, and Nerdy. Today's our 5 Agreement Friday. Yep, happy Friday. We're going to be picking back up from where we left off on chapter, or actually it's part 2 of chapter 7, the 4th agreement, always do your best. I got 6 pages to read today, so it's going to be a little bit of a long read. I'm actually going to go back and reread the last paragraph that I left off on, and we'll go from there. Thank you all for being here. Hit the like. Make sure you switch to all chat so you can see everyone's messages. And we'll get started here in just a couple minutes when everybody joins in.
Switching to live chat now. Thank you for that reminder.
I don't think we have our flyer for the event tomorrow, but tomorrow's our first Mystic Journeys in-person meetup. I'm really excited about this. It'll be Red Feather Community Park. You know. Hopefully a couple of our viewers that join in will be coming to see us. I'm really excited about this. Be nice to meet everybody. We'll be cooking hot dogs, hanging out, playing some music. Yeah, come see us. Hopefully it'll be something we can continue to do and maybe carry across not only all of Colorado, but other states as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just first one. See how this goes.
Welcome to Friday Night Mystics with
take the mic for a second, Nerdy. I'm gonna go grab something to drink.
How's it going, Magic David and Shroom Digger? Glad you guys are here tonight. And anyone else that's lurking, glad you guys are here. Thanks for joining us. You guys, even though you're not saying anything in the chat, your presence means a lot to us. It really makes a big difference for the algorithm. It helps us get out to more people. And yeah, I'm just really glad it's Friday. How about you, Derek?
Finally Friday, huh?
It's been quite the week. Oh,
TGIF, the kids
I
say.
thought I had something, but yeah, TGIF, they say. You know, someone once told me, when you decide you want to be a good person, you'll feel less lost. And that really stuck with me. You know, somebody we haven't seen in a long time. They went by the name of Cobalt. I don't know. You probably met them, Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met them at the Detroit Much Fest that one summer. It's too bad I haven't seen them in a long time. I really enjoyed their presence.
Yeah.
But that's something they said in chat one time, and it really stuck with me.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I hope
Say
so.
again, I'll switch my headphone. I didn't hear you.
Oh, I just saw a little quote in here in my book that was from someone that we haven't seen in a long time, and their name is Cobalt. That's the screen name, at least, and that's what we called them in person. But I hope they're doing okay. But the quote was, "When you decide you want to be a good person, you'll feel less lost."
Wow.
One of my good ones from a. People say things. I'm like, I got to write that down, and it ends up in my journey journal.
It's really good. Yeah, I have some stuff that I want to speak about maybe next week if we have time about being nice doesn't always mean being good, like what it really means to be an actual good person. And I have some things to go along with that, like what's the real meaning of love, things like that. Yeah, maybe we'll talk about it next week. Actually, I've been reading a little bit of C.S. Lewis. I was mentioning this to Derek during Bible studies. He has a really super unique mind and a really unique take on Christianity. Really good stuff, man. Yeah, I see you right there. Okay. So yeah, we'll do a little bit from his book. And yeah, we'll get into it. Let's see. Read a chapter or two anyway.
What were you about to say, Derek? I thought you had something to say a moment ago.
I don't remember.
It's fine. It's fine. Sorry. Sorry to interrupt. And now Eric HB is about to start reading, but I looked like you had something to say.
No. Okay. If you think of it, we get a couple minutes. We only got 5 people in here. We'll give everybody a couple minutes to join in.
We've at least got Shroom Digger and David here. That's good. But I know we at least have a few more.
Cheers, guys.
One thing I heard earlier that I really liked was, the difference between gossiping and flattering.
Okay.
Really nothing. They're both things that you wouldn't say behind a person's back. You know, when you're flattering and you're not being honest, you're not going to repeat that because you're really not being honest. Just like when you're gossiping about someone, usually it's not something you're going to say in front of their face. You know what I mean?
It's a unique take.
I guess, what do you mean by flattering?
Like if I gave you a compliment that wasn't real. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It's just
Like,
manipulation.
yeah, you just tickle in their ears, but you want to go and repeat that to other people, like, oh, Derek looked really good in those jeans today. You know what I mean? But you might say
Right.
it to my face to like make me feel good, but it's not something you'd go and say to other people.
Wow.
Interesting. Yeah.
Unique, dude.
I mean, there's honestly
Unique.
there's genuine flattery, like which isn't really flattery; it's compliments. But
Mhm.
like the flattery itself, being dishonest, is
Right.
very similar to gossip.
So essentially, it's different sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a unique take.
Yeah.
Kind of like the same concept I was saying with good and bad. They're really the same thing. They're just like, it's a scale that slides. Really, they're the same thing with just different levels and different circumstances, things like that.
Chocolate? Ah, yeah, chocolate.
This is super good. I tried some last week. The white chocolate ones are really good.
I got these ones at the store today. These are not bad. I'm not a big fan of Werther's Originals, but these make them, the apple swirled in makes it a little bit better.
I've had those. Those are really good.
If you like Werther's, you really like these. But if you don't like Werther's, you might like these.
Yeah.
I like these. These are good. My daughter's like, nah, Werther's sucks. Like, whatever. So when you're older, you'll like it.
Okay, we got a little ways to read, so let's go ahead and get into it. Appreciate y'all being here. Remember, everybody joining in, hits like and switch to all chat. We got 6 pages to read. I'm going to go back and reread the last paragraph here on 103, and then we'll go from there. Again, this is The Power of Doubt, Part 2, in Chapter 8. Yep. Chapter 8, The Power of Doubt, the 5th Agreement, Be Skeptical and Learn to Listen. I misquoted that last time, actually. But let's get into it. Right now, I'm sharing the way that I perceive the world and the way that I dream, and my stories are the truth for me. But I know that they're not the real truth, so don't believe me. Whatever I tell you is just my point of view. Of course, from my point of view, I'm sharing the truth with you. I do my best to use the words in the most impeccable way so that you can understand what I'm saying. But even if I share an exact copy of the truth with you, I know that you will distort my message as soon as it goes from my mind into yours. You will hear the message and tell yourself the same message in a completely different way, according to your point of view. Then perhaps what I say is the truth or not the truth, but perhaps what you believe is not the truth. I'm only one half of the message. You are the other half. I am responsible for what I say, but I am not responsible for what you understand. You are responsible for what you understand. You are responsible for whatever you do with what you hear in your head, because you are the one who gives it meaning to every word that you hear. Right now, you are interpreting what I'm saying according to your personal knowledge, and you are rearranging the symbols and transforming them in a way that maintains an equilibrium with everything in your belief system. Once you achieve that equilibrium, you may or may not accept my story as the truth. And you can you can make the assumption that what you are telling yourself is what I intend to say, but it doesn't mean that your assumption is true. You can misinterpret what I say. You can use what you hear to blame me, to blame somebody else, to blame yourself, to blame your religion or philosophy, to be angry with everybody, mainly with yourself. And you can also use what you hear to find the truth, to find yourself, and to make peace with yourself, and perhaps to change the message that you deliver to yourself. Whatever you do with my words is up to you. It's your dream, and I respect your dream. You don't have to believe me, but if you learn to listen, you can understand what I'm saying. And if the information I'm sharing with you makes sense to you, then you can make it part of your dream if you want to. You can take whatever works for you and use it to modify your dream. And what doesn't work for you, just ignore. It won't make any difference to me, but it might make a difference to you because I make the assumption, knowing that it's an assumption, that you want to become a better artist. And that's why you're challenging your own beliefs. Then be skeptical Don't believe me. Don't believe anybody else, but especially don't believe yourself. When I say don't believe yourself, oh my goodness, can you see the implication? Don't believe everything you learn. Not believing yourself is a huge advantage because most of what you learn is not the truth. Everything you know is your whole reality is nothing but symbols. But you're not that bunch of symbols that talk in your head. You know that, and that's why you're skeptical and you don't believe yourself. If your beliefs are telling you I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm old, I'm a loser, I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I'll never make it, then don't believe yourself because it's not true. These messages are distorted. They're nothing but lies. Once you can see the lies, you don't have to believe them. Use the power of doubt to challenge every message that you deliver to yourself. Is it really true that I'm ugly? Is it really true that I'm not good enough? Is this message real or is it virtual? Of course it's virtual. None of these messages come from truth, from life. They come from distortions in our knowledge. The truth is, there are no ugly people. There is no good enough or strong enough. There's no universal book of law where any of these judgments are true. These judgments are just agreements that humans make. Can you see the consequences of believing yourself? Believing yourself is one of the worst things you can do because you've been telling yourself lies your whole life. And if you believe in all those lies, that's why your dream isn't a pleasant dream. And if you believe what you tell yourself, you may use all those symbols that you learned to hurt yourself. Your personal dream may even be pure hell because believing in lies is how you create your own hell. And if you're suffering, it's not because anybody is making you suffer. It's because you obey the tyrant that's ruling your head. When the tyrant obeys you, when there's no longer a judge or a victim in your mind, you won't be suffering any longer. Your tyrant is ruthless. It's always abusing you by using all those symbols against you. It thrives on emotional poison generated by negative emotions. And the way it generates these emotions in you is by judging and giving opinions. Nobody judges you more than you judge yourself. Of course, you try to escape from the judgment, the guilt, the rejection, the punishment. But how can you escape from your own thoughts? If you don't like someone, you can walk away. If you don't like yourself, wherever you go, you're still there. You can hide from everybody else, but you cannot hide from your own judgment. It seems as if there's no escape. That's why so many people overeat, take drugs, abuse alcohol, and become addicted to various substances and behaviors. They try to do whatever they can to avoid their own story, to avoid their own creation that's distorting all those symbols in their head. Some people are suffering from so much emotional pain, they decide to take their own lives. We just read this in the way back about the old man who committed suicide. That's what lies can do to any of us, because as we learned in that story, he was a great dude, great man. The voice of knowledge can become so distorted and create so much self-hate that it kills a human. And all of this is just because we believe those opinions that we learned over so many years. Just imagine that all of your own opinions, plus all of the opinions of opinions. Well, if you're skeptical, if you don't believe yourself, if you don't believe anybody else, none of those opinions can disturb you or throw you off of your center. When you have control over your own symbology, you're always centered, you're always relaxed and calm, because the real you makes the choice in your life, not the symbols. When you want to communicate something, you order the symbols, and that is the way they come out of your mouth. You are the artist, and you can arrange the symbols in any way you want, in any direction you want, because all of those symbols are at your command. You use the symbols to ask for what you need, to express what you want and what you don't want. You can express your thoughts, your feelings, your dreams, and the most beautiful poetry or prose. But just because you use the language to communicate it doesn't mean that you believe it. Why do you need to believe what you already know? When you are alone and talking to yourself, it's completely meaningless. What can you tell yourself that you don't already know? If you understand the fifth agreement, you will see the reasons why you don't need to believe what you can see, what you already know without words. The truth doesn't come with words. The truth is silent. It's something that you just know. It's something that you can feel without words. It's called silent knowledge. Silent knowledge is what you know before you can invest. is what you know before you invest your faith in symbols. When you open yourself to the truth and learn to listen, then all the symbols lose their value, and the only thing that remains is the truth. There's nothing to know. There's nothing to justify. What I'm sharing with you isn't easy to understand. At the same time, it's so simple that it's obvious. In the end, you're going to realize that languages are symbols that are only true because you think they are. And if you put them aside, what remains? The truth. Then you see a chair and you won't know what to call it, but you can sit on it. And the truth is there. Matter is truth. Life is truth. Light is truth. Love is truth. The human dream is not truth. But not being truth doesn't mean that it's bad. Being bad is just another concept that is not truth either. Once you realize that you create the whole symbology to communicate with your own kind, then you can find out that the symbols are not really good or bad or right or wrong. You can make them right or you can make them wrong with your beliefs. That's the power of your belief. But the truth is beyond belief. When you go beyond symbols, what you find is a world of perfection, where everyone and everything is created everything and everyone in creation is perfect. Even the investment of your belief in every word is perfect. Even your anger, your drama, your lies are perfect. Even the hell that you sometimes live in is perfect because only perfection exists. Just imagine if you lived your whole life without learning all the lies in your knowledge, without suffering from investing your faith in lies, superstitions, and opinions. You would follow life like the rest of the animals, which means you would keep your innocence your entire life. In the process of domestication, you lose your innocence, but in losing your innocence, you start to search for what you have lost. And this leads you to gain awareness. Once you recover awareness, you become completely responsible for your own evolution, for every choice you make in life. When you were educated by the dream of the planet, you have no choice. You learn so many lies, but maybe it's time to unlearn those lies and relearn how to follow the truth by following your own heart. Unlearning, or what I call undomestication, is a very slow but powerful process. As we said before, every time you take your faith away from that symbol, that power comes back to you, and it keeps coming back to you. And finally, the entire symbology has no power over you. When you take away the power of every symbol and bring it back to you, the whole dream is powerless. Whenever all that power is returned to you, you are invincible. Nothing can defeat you. Or perhaps I should say that you can no longer defeat yourself, because it's exactly the same thing. Miyamoto Musashi has a great quote that says, "Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is victory over lesser men." Because you're always a constant battle with yourself, not people around you. Once you recover all the power you've invested in symbols, you don't believe every thought that comes into your own head. You don't believe your own story, but you listen to your story. And because you respect your own story, you can enjoy it. When you go to the movies or read a novel, you don't believe it, but you can enjoy it, right? Once you see the difference between reality and the virtual reality, you know that you can trust reality and you don't have to trust the virtual reality, but you can enjoy both. You can enjoy what is, and you can enjoy what you create. Even though you know your story isn't true, you can create the most beautiful story, and you can guide your life through that story. You can create your own personal heaven and life in that heaven. If you can understand other people's stories and they can understand yours, then together you can create the most beautiful dream. But first, you need to unlearn a lot, and the fifth agreement is another perfect tool for that. Wherever you go around the world, you will hear all kinds of opinions and stories from other people. You will find great storytellers wanting to tell you what you should do with your life. You should do this, you should do that, you should do whatever. Don't believe them. Be skeptical and learn to listen, and then make your choices. Be responsible for every choice you make in your life. This is your life. It's nobody else's life. And you will find that it's nobody else's business what you do with your life. For centuries, there have been people who claim to know the will of God and who go around the world preaching goodness and rightness and condemning everybody. For centuries, there have been prophets who predicted big catastrophes in the world. Not that long ago, there were people who predicted that in the year 2000, all the computers would fail and society as we know it would disappear. Some people thought it would turn to the time of the cavemen. The day arrived, we celebrated the new century, the new year, and what happened? Nothing happened.
And he cut out.
And at the time, a great master said, the world, there will be who claim to be speaking the word of God. Don't believe. You see, the fifth agreement is meant to not, it is not really new. Be skeptical and learn to listen. That finishes us up right there.
I really
Thousands
like
of
that
years
reading.
ago, just like today, there were prophets who were waiting for the end of time, the end of the world. At a time, a great master said there will be many false prophets who claim to be speaking the word of God. Don't believe. Be skeptical, man. What they're referring to is Y2K. I'm sure a lot of people here probably don't understand about it, but yeah.
I do. Oh yeah, we do. I know
Great
Derek.
family guy episode. We got a great family guy episode out of Y2K.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
There was also the 2012 event as well, too, right? December 12th, 2012.
Something like that, yeah. So that reading you just wrote reminded me of something I wrote in my book here. This is my rough draft journey journal. But in this one page right here, I wrote, stay hyper-focused on yourself and your goals, and nobody can stop you. Nothing else matters. You are the only thing in your way. Believe in yourself and mind your business. Everything else is a distraction. Always do right by you.
100%.
And that kind of summarizes what you just read there in a way. But yeah, got it all highlighted and everything. Like journey journal. Write that stuff down, guys. When you have those moments of those epiphanies, write it down. Doesn't matter if you're on the sacrament or not. Write it down. And you can always cross it out or revise it later. That's the great thing about these journals is that you get to revise what you believe, and hopefully you are. I don't believe what I used to believe 5 years ago. It's constantly evolving. There's always a better way, and there's always a way to tweak it a little bit better.
The truth doesn't need us to believe it to be true. And that's kind of what I hinted at in this book. You know, the truth is going to be out there. It exists no matter what.
A seed is a seed, whether you call it a seed or not.
Also, I think this also could be one of them situations like this reading. You know, fake it until you make it. You might feel crummy, but that doesn't match reality. But if you can just say, you know, I'm really not, and then keep building on that, and then your reality will match your thoughts. But very important to take control of our thoughts and not dwell in negativity.
Yeah,
100%.
I think, you know, for some people, amnesia might be the biggest blessing they could have because they're so wrapped up in the, you know, all these fake things, these wrong things, wrong thinking and everything. And, you know, like he was like HB read, you know, like you're still going to know what a chair is. You're going to sit down in it. You might not know the name of it, but, you know, to have that reprogramming, and that's where that happiness as an inside job comes in, you know. So it's not gonna be lasting if you can change your thoughts in
100%.
on positivity and not the these lies that we tell ourselves they defeat us. I like
Definitely. It all goes back to being. It goes back to being impeccable. That's what it says here. I have the part, nobody judges you more than you judge yourself. And what you were just saying, you can kind of start with that in your head. You know, start there at that place, like talking good about yourself, not being negative about yourself all the time. Because it says here, well, if you're skeptical, if you don't believe yourself, if you don't believe anybody, the opinions can disturb you or throw off your center. And it talks about that. We're about creating our own hell or creating our own heaven, depending, right?
It reminds me of this Akira the Dawn song about mind control. I don't remember who was on this song, because there's always like one person that's like the main person in the song. But it's basically about mind control isn't about controlling other people. It's about controlling your mind and the way you think. And I really, really like that perspective.
That's what that comment. That's what popped in my head. That's
Mhm.
what popped in my head was things are gonna get weirder and weirder. I think that was
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson on that song.
I can look it up. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. What was I just talking about? I know it was a Cure the Dawn.
Yeah, that's why I've been really infatuated with the Book of the Five Rings. Kind of speaks about the. I'm not sure.
I think it might have been Jocko Willemick, one of the Jocko songs. I can't think of the name of the song now. It's probably Jocko Willemick and Akira the Dawn.
I know you talked about this before.
Yeah, all right. I'll go with that for now.
But yeah, let me reread this little part right here. It says, whenever you take the power of every symbol and bring it back to you, the whole dream is powerless. When all that power is returned to you, you are invincible. Nothing can defeat you. Perhaps I should say, you can no longer defeat yourself because it's exactly the same thing. And that's why I've been reading the Book of the Five Rings a lot lately. It talks about how to be able to know others, you need to know yourself. You know, you have to understand who you are before you even begin to know who other people are and to begin to have an opinion on who they are. And that's this quote is that today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is victory over lesser men. Essentially, you're that lesser man. You're the man who each day you're better than you were yesterday. You are a lesser man than you were or yesterday than you are today. Every day you're getting better. You're trying to work on yourself, really figure out life and use art and poetry and everything to try to do that as well. Become an artist.
So if anyone's looking for the Book of the Five Rings,
Go ahead,
the book
D.
that
Or not D,
he's
but
talking
Nerdy
about,
Core showing up.
I got this one from Five Below. So if anyone's looking for the Book of the Five Rings, the HP's talking about, $5, Five Below.
My precious.
Filled of great philosophy.
Yes.
Filled of great stuff. Something you have to like ingest slowly over time. That's the way, even the way he recommends to read the book is read a word of it, take it, ingest that word, and then read another word. Which just seems extreme, but you have to really understand what he's saying in the book to really get it, or else if you take it too literal, you're not going to understand it. And he explains that in the book as well too. So you have to really be a thinker, like think outside the box and take these things and apply them to your life, because that's the whole book of it. Is that it's funny. I saw this video yesterday. It said, "What's the ultimate technique?" And he says, "Not having a technique." And the master was like, "Yes, because that's the idea." Is to not listen to anybody, but to listen to be skeptical and learn to listen, I guess, right? So you're listening, but you're like, I gotta try this for myself and see if it applies to me.
I know judo. You don't know what I'm gonna do.
Or mental judo or whatever, right? This is why we have different people. We talked a little bit about personality types before. This kind of creates the idea of Marvel's super team. You know, you have this person who has these attributes and these abilities mentally, physically, emotionally, and you put them here in this place. It's like chess, right?
Yeah.
You have pawns and you have kings, you have knights, and you all use them accordingly. Yeah. Strategy in life, how to be a better person, for sure. I have a cool video. I didn't put it on here before. Can you actually load a video from our clips while we're live? We'll let you do that. It's the only video that's in there. It's a Vsauce video. If you guys don't know, he has a super great YouTube channel full of all types of scientific paradoxes and ideas and mathematical equations and stuff. It's really cool, nerdy stuff.
There's nothing in the uploads.
Okay. I'll just play it off my other device here. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Yeah.
I think you guys will find this pretty intriguing. This is about words and obscure words that for emotions that didn't have words. So a gentleman had created them.
We've all experienced deja vu, but we've also all experienced deja vu, the awareness that this moment will become a memory. That definition was written by John Koenig, who in 2009 began the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, a project that puts a word.
Oops.
Do we maybe put HP on full screen with that? So we
Yeah.
can see it?
Good call.
Let's try it again.
We've all experienced deja vu, but we've also all experienced
Hold on.
deja vu, the awareness that this moment will become a memory. That definition was written by John Koenig, who in 2009 began the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, a project that puts a word to experiences, things, and feelings that don't have names yet. If you've watched my videos, you know how inspired I have been by his work. And so today, I wanted to share some of my favorite obscure sorrows, starting with CISO. A CISO is a solitary experience you wish you could have shared with someone else. We've all been there, right? I have watched so many movies by myself where the whole time I've thought, oh, I know exactly who I should be watching this with. Dang it, maybe I should stop. He calls it a CISO because CISO is the Welsh word for seesaw, an invention that can only ever be enjoyed by multiple people. When used alone, a seesaw is just a wonky bench. I love this. Koenig, thank you. Okay, now I want to talk about a word that I've been thinking about a lot lately. It's walloway. Okay, a walloway is a sense memory that you've mulled over so thoroughly that it's become totally drained of emotion. I am in perpetual fear that some of my favorite objects in my life will become walloways, that if I wallow in them too much, away will go the way they connect me to the past. For example, my wife, when I first met her in London, before we were married, used to always wear this perfume. But about 8 or 9 years ago, she stopped wearing it completely. We still have about half a bottle left in our bathroom. And in the last 8 or 9 years, I'd say I have sniffed it twice. That's it. Because each time I sniffed it, it has instantly time traveled me back to our time in London together before we were married. And it's incredible. Like all those sensations come immediately back and I love it. So I can't smell it very often because if I do, it will just become another ordinary smell in my daily life and it will lose its power to time travel me. Giving words to these things gives us a kind of power, doesn't it? It allows us to put a handle on things and hold them, keep them near and show them to others. And that's fantastic. Or at least I used to think so, until I read this definition from the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. Imanomia, the fear that learning the name of something, a bird, a constellation, an attractive stranger, will somehow ruin it, inadvertently transforming a lucky discovery into a conceptual husk pinned in a glass case, leaving one less mystery fluttering around in the universe.
Cool stuff.
There we go. We're back.
Sweet. What do you think?
Yeah, very interesting. I like words. That was very good stuff. So that's the walloway one. Oh, yeah, that happens. That happens to me. You know, you spend so much time with it, you just kind of lose your appreciation for it.
And it's funny because I had the first one that he mentioned about that with you. I was thinking that when I was watching this, I'm like, Nerdy needs to be watching this because he will know about the walloway, like because all his objects and stuff. So it's funny how these things are like right there in the short.
But at the same time, it makes room. Like once you get bored with something, it doesn't give you that joy anymore. You're like, okay, time to give it away to somebody else, and they can appreciate it for a while.
Right on, man.
I can replace it with something else. You know, I've now made room for more fun, new, novel things.
I think about you guys a lot. That's why I send you guys clips on Instagram or Discord or whatever. I'm thinking about y'all while I'm watching something. I'm like, yeah, they would love this. I do that a lot. As I'm watching a show, I'm like, I have to stop watching the show because I need my friends to be here to watch this episode. They're going to love this.
Walloway.
Yeah. Or a song even.
Good word.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll check that book out and really look into a bunch more. I'm sure we could even look up a bunch more. Let's see. I'll go back and check out the name of the book. I didn't look at it. I did, but the dictionary of
Thank you for sharing HP.
obscure.
I haven't been on IG much lately.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I appreciate it.
And what was that book you had there, Derek? You held up about what was this character? What was this guy? This
The Dick old.
C.S. Lewis hoax. So C.S. Lewis, I know he's a controversial guy, and I know you both have been mentioning him recently. So C.S. Lewis was an atheist that became Christian again.
Yeah.
As far as I know, that's about as much as I know about the guy.
Yeah, he was against Christianity and a non-believer, and then the more research he did, he became a believer.
Oh.
And a great theologian.
Yep.
And stayed
really good stuff, man.
A believer. That's really interesting. It usually happens
as far as I know, yes.
Based off, don't take this the wrong way, but based off what I've seen, most people go the other direction.
A lot do, and a lot of people get turned off by churches with religious people, and stuff like that. And like, you know, last night I was on Facebook, and there was a meme, and it was about a church. A church is a hospital for the broken, not a museum for saints, you know. And then the comments, it was just, you know, people quoting scripture and how wrong it was. And, you know, my comment was just like, hey, you know, this is supposed to be like a connection for those that aren't there, not, you know, a correction from those that know all the scripture. And I think that means a lot of people off, you know. You don't like, I don't think you do that, you know, like turn something that should be positive, just, you know, harmless, into you're wrong. And, you know, this correction, and that turns people off.
Agreed.
And that happens way too much in churches, you know. So you just get into, you know, just reading the book.
Yeah, buddy.
You know, your own opinions, and go from there.
Good stuff, Derek.
Yeah, man. And that's, to me, I did the same thing that I do with all these other scriptures that I read with this book. I'm like, there's so much good in this. There's like so much good this guy's talking about. The chapter that I would love to read is called Nice People or New Men. And it talks about the idea that I was talking about. Like, sometimes people who are nice are some of the most evil people that you can meet, because they're not good people. They're nice people. They're manipulative. They're kind. It's just what you were just saying about how sometimes like the flattery of people is just as bad as gossiping about them, you know? Kind of unique.
If someone said, oh, the Tao says be water, and then you're like, well, I've read the book, and actually, you know, it says all these other things, you know, and you have to do this before you can be water. And, you know, someone's just gonna be like, you lost them, you know, totally lost them. So, yeah, we can all do better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, right on, bro.
Just do your best.
Yeah, maybe we'll read that chapter next week or something. Maybe we'll get into it. We'll see. It's a long chapter, so yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll make a whole thing out of it.
Do you have the flyer handy for tomorrow?
I don't have it handy.
Yeah, I don't think I have a copy on me. I think I've given them all away.
That's a good thing.
But it's tomorrow, Red Feather Lakes Park, 2 p.m. 2 to 4 is the main event's happening. I'll be there earlier. I'll be hanging out with my daughter and my dog. We're trying to find some crystals with HP beforehand. And I'm planning on staying after 4 as well, just because, you know, I want to spend as much time up there as I possibly can. So I'm gonna make a day of it. I hope anybody that can comes and joins us. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a good day.
Here's the flyer.
There you go.
This is as good as I can do.
But yeah, Red Feather Lakes Park.
Yeah.
2 to 4.
Community Park. Yeah.
Hot dog, chip.
Show up at 2. We'll be there a little early.
Kool-Aid?
Yep.
Kool-Aid?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Those Kool-Aid packets, and you dump it in our waters or something.
I like those.
Those would be good. I like some
Cool.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, join us. We'll be able to play some music for once. You guys won't be able to hear it, but like I said, we will record. If not, if we can't go live, we'll record the event, us giving the whole talk, and then we'll post it up for you guys to watch later on.
That'll be good. Hopefully, people are interested in what we have to talk about. Either way,
Sweet. I think so,
honestly,
man.
I'm looking forward to it tomorrow because I need a nice little break. It's been a long week. And it'll be nice to be getting out in the woods.
I've talked to a couple people that are really good people here in the community. Over the past week, I've built friendships with several people here in the churches and at the food bank. I've volunteered there today. Good people, man, and they really like what we have to say, and I think they'll enjoy this. So, if you guys are here watching, appreciate you guys for joining. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow. And everybody else, thank you guys so much for being here and practicing agreements with us.
I love that comment that Shroom Digger just made. Someone else's enthusiasm can reignite yours. And I went to the guy that was like that before. He had such childlike enthusiasm about everything. You know, this guy never had a bad day, never had a bad moment. You know, it was just like, even water from the bubbler, you know, like, this is the best water in the world. It is so cold. It is so fresh and so delicious. It just, you know, just this enthusiasm. You're like, this is a crummy cup of coffee. You know?
Yeah, that can be
it would
contagious.
totally snap you out of it, you know, and you'd be like, yeah, this is great, you know.
It's the kind of person I want to be around.
Yeah, definitely.
Totally.
Right. We're starting to be that person a little bit more. Break out that programming.
So not sure if we're doing a live tomorrow, but we're going to be recording it and probably posting it later because we probably won't have any service where we're actually at in the park. So
I think we will. I think we will have service there.
Really? Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Stay tuned. So if we do, it'll be between 2 and 4 Colorado time. So what time is that in?
5 on the East Coast.
Let's see. What is it in Tennessee?
3, 4, and 6.
Probably the same.
2 to 4, right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
So I think it's the same as like 2 hours difference from here.
I'm super excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I don't really have much else to talk about tonight, unless you guys do. We could call it an early show if you wanted to, and we'll just rest up and call it tomorrow.
I think that covers everything. I'd like to talk about that stuff next week to see us with this stuff. Yeah, I appreciate everybody being here. Remember the 4 agreements: be impeccable with your word, don't take things personally, don't make assumptions and have expectations, always do your best, be skeptical and learn to listen. And yeah, we'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. We'll see what's going on. If not, we'll post that video up at least by Monday at the latest. It'll all be one shot, easy to upload. So yeah. Cheers, everyone. Please have a good rest of your night. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful weekend.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
We stepping slow at dawn, mystic journeys on the door. Boots still muddy from the trail, we bring the woods inside the floor. Woven baskets by the bench, sage and yarrow in the air. Old hands pass a soft-born truth like firelight we learn to share. Be impeccable with your word, don't take it all to heart. Don't make a spell of what you see, we begin where we are. Mystic journeys hold us close, bring it to the table. Soup and stories, cracked out laughs, the kind that make you able. Ancient wisdom in the stew, in the